Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
We're tracking a robust round of thunderstorms moving through parts of the CSRA, some producing some penny-sized hail and some damaging winds. A full look at Live Viper 6 at what to expect coming up.
Now, on News Channel 6 at 4, community support continues to grow for a local coach after he and his family lose their house in a fire.
And we're learning more about a Grovetown man accused of enticing a child for indecent purposes. What the Georgia Bureau of Investigation is saying about the case.
And Capture the Flag, the fun virtual competition that helps get students set for careers in cyber. As your news at 4 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Brad Means.
And I'm Jenny Montgomery. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll get to those big stories in a moment. First, though, it's a Viper 6 alert day.
Not just the heat, but the severe
Detail with your forecast in just a bit. Jenny, Brent.
All right, Tim, thanks. A local legendary football coach and his wife say they're lucky to be alive tonight after they woke up over the weekend to their home in flames. Tiffany Hobbs spoke to Terry and Brenda Holder about that night.
Brenda Holder says she woke up around 5:30 Saturday morning to the sounds of popping. What she thought was hail turned out to be a home fire whose flames had already reached several feet into the air. She tells us she immediately called 911. She and her husband, Terry, were able to grab a few necessary items and their 2 dogs before making it out of the house. Terry Holder has coached both baseball and football at Evans, Greenbrier, and Thompson high schools. He says that while all memorabilia and family treasures were lost, the outpouring of love and support from the community has made all the difference for him and Brenda.
We didn't never know that we would be surrounded with such good people as we were, and so, I just, that's, what can you say, other than God bless them.
The Holders are accepting donations at this time, and if you would like to help the family in some way, you can visit our website at WJBF.com for more information. In Lincoln County, I'm Tiffany Hobbs, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Voting in the District 8 Council seat. Polls close at 7 p.m. and a separate election starts tomorrow. This is early. Well, for the first time since 2007, North Augusta City Council members are rewriting their development code. It covers what developers can and cannot do to property in the area. The plan is to make the revised code available for the public to review. So before the city finalizes anything, they do want you to weigh in. There's a public hearing September 11th.
A recent arrest made by the Grovetown Police Department points to the importance of agencies working together to reduce internet sex crimes involving children. Hannah Latier checked in with the GBI and the GPD to find out how they handle child exploitation cases. She's in the studio now with more. Hannah?
The internet and social media are everyday tools for many, including sexual predators. Georgia's Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, hosted by the GBI, is made up of nearly 300 agencies who share the same goal of getting these people off the streets. In 2022, the task force received over 21,000 cyber tips of these cases. In that same year, they were able to arrest nearly 400 perpetrators.
When I started as a manager in this office back in 2012, we almost had 3,000 cyber tips that year. So you can see in the matter of 10 years that we've just increased the number of these tips just dramatically.
Johnston says this increase could be due to internet providers taking child exploitation seriously and reporting more cases. But it could also be due to more predators being on these sites.
That's why it's so important that we have this robust statewide task force here in Georgia that pays attention to these crimes and goes after these predators.
Recently in Grovetown, 47-year-old Roger Bonnet was arrested for enticing a child for indecent purposes.
We utilize some investigative techniques. Mr. Bonnet thought that he was conversing with a juvenile, and even though being told that he was conversing with a juvenile, he continued to pursue to the point of driving up here
The Grovetown Police Department is an affiliate agency of the GBI's task force, which provides training, tools, certifications, and cases for agencies to investigate. Right now, there are almost 300 affiliate agencies in the state within the task force. Leaders are urging others to join free of cost. And to prevent crimes like this from happening to your child, they have some advice.
Be monitoring what your children are doing on social media, being very aware of, what they have access to, who is talking to them, and it's across all platforms.
If you see something like this happening, you should report it to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children or the GBI's website. Jenny?
Thank you so much. The Richmond County Board of Education is investigating the cause of a large school fight. It happened this morning at Butler High School. A spokesperson for the board tells us several students were arrested, others were suspended. One student was scratched, no staff members were injured. One of 5 suspects allegedly connected to the murder of a Graniteville man is dead. 37-year-old Cody Wooten was out on bond when he was found dead in a home in Windsor on Sunday. Wooten is accused of taking part in the killing of John Belote. His death is being investigated as a suspected overdose. A construction project in Augusta is underway. A new switch is being installed at the CSX Railroad crossing along Laney Walker Boulevard. It's between Twiggs and 5th Streets, right underneath Gordon Highway. Work began this morning. It'll wrap up around 5 to Friday afternoon.
As TechNet Augusta continues this week, Parsons is hosting a Capture the Flag event at the Georgia Cyber Innovation and Training Center. Hundreds of members of the military worldwide are taking part. As Graham Lee reports, this experience is one of a kind.
We all know the Capture the Flag game we played in gym class as kids, but this version is a little different. The event brings together collegiate and international military for a competition that requires teams to complete various tasks, and the team with the most points wins. It's a Jeopardy-style Capture the Flag event where 30 teams work through various categories as a team, both in person and online. Like the game show, each category has varying levels of difficulty, and each team's progress is tracked through an online scoreboard, with awards for first, second, and third place. Organizers say this event is a great opportunity for those around the world to join forces.
It's good for the other countries to kind of be able to work with each other, see how things work in that cyber realm, so that we can kind of iron out those TTPs, those tactics and procedures that we do on the battlefield in an environment that's very much a sandbox where they can practice, play, test things out, see if those things work before they go out to apply.
The Capture the Flag event continues tomorrow, but this time it gives the kids in the CSRA a chance to get involved. You can find more information at WJBF.com. In Augusta, Graham Lee, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Plans for a local buy.
Storms are headed and what we can expect for the rest of tonight, all coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 6, more legal trouble for former President Donald Trump, the latest on his indictment out of Atlanta.
Plus, a pause on the Richmond County biofuel plant. Why city leaders say the project is on hold.
And a fight this morning at a local high school leads to arrests. The latest on that is your news at 6 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 6.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad.
And I'm Jenny Montgomery. Your top stories in a moment. But first, here's Chief Meteorologist Tim Miller.
That in full detail in just a few minutes. Jenny Brand.
All right, Tim, thank you. Former President Donald Trump received his 4th indictment late last night from a Fulton County grand jury.
That story now from our Atlanta Bureau Chief Archit Seshadri.
After a 2-year investigation with nearly a 100-page indictment document naming 41 felony counts and 19 defendants, the Fulton County Trump case picking up steam this week in Atlanta. Fulton County District Attorney Bonnie Willis talking to key witnesses presenting her case to the grand jury, resulting in an indictment late Monday night.
I make decisions in this office based on the facts and the law. The law is completely nonpartisan. That's how decisions are made in every case. To date, this office has indicted, since I've been sitting as a district attorney, over 12,000 cases. This is the 11th RICO indictment. We followed the same process. We look at the facts, we look at the law, and we bring charges.
Mr. Trump has been very willing to surrender himself to authorities. There's been, again, some slight alterations to the standard procedures to account for the fact that he does have Secret Service protection. But I think I would expect a very smooth process with a few protesters, but nothing large.
Willis saying all 19 defendants violated Georgia's RICO Act, the Racketeer Influence in Corrupt Organizations Act.
The defendants engaged in a criminal racketeering enterprise to overturn Georgia's presidential election result.
The grand jury issuing arrest warrants for all 19 defendants. Bonnie Willis requesting and allowing them to voluntarily surrender before Friday, August the 25th at noon. She's also requesting the judge to speed up this process, requesting a trial within the next 6 months. Reporting outside the Fulton County Courthouse, Archit Seshadri, Atlanta Bureau Chief.
A recent arrest made by the Grovetown Police Department points to the importance of agencies working together to try to reduce internet sex crimes that involve children. Hannah Latier checked in with the GBI and the GPD to find out how they handle these kinds of cases. Hannah?
The internet and social media are everyday tools for many, including sexual predators. Georgia's Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, hosted by the GBI, is made up of nearly 300 agencies who share the same goal of getting these people off the streets. In 2022, the task force received over 21,000 cyber tips of these cases. In that same year, they were able to arrest nearly 400 perpetrators. Recently in Grovetown, 47-year-old Roger Bonnet was arrested for enticing a child for indecent purposes. The Grovetown Police Department is an affiliate agency of the GBI's task force, which provides training, tools, certifications, and cases for agencies to investigate.
This is a huge problem in the United States, and so derive a lot of satisfaction out of making these cases. It makes our community safer because for every one that we're getting, there's probably 10 that we aren't getting, and so that just pushes us to even try that much harder.
If you see something like this happening, you should report it to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, the GBI's website, and your local law enforcement agency. Jenny?
All right, thank you so much, Hannah. The Richmond County school system is investigating a large fight. It happened this morning at Butler High School. Investigators say multiple students were suspended and some arrested. The school system says no injuries were reported.
Augusta leaders hitting the brakes on a new green
News Channel 6.
A local coach and his wife say they feel lucky to be alive tonight after they woke up over the weekend to their home in flames. Brenda Holder says she got up about 5:30 Saturday morning and saw flames reaching several feet into the air. She and her husband, Coach Terry Holder, were able to grab a few items and their 2 dogs before they made it out of the house, thank goodness. Of course, Terry Holder has coached both baseball and football at Evans, Greenbrier, and Thompson High Schools over the years. He says while all memorabilia and family treasures were lost, the outpouring of love and support from this community has made all the difference for Coach and his family.
We didn't never know that we would be surrounded with such good people as we were, and so I just that's, what can you say, other than God bless them.
If you'd like to help the Holders in any way, we have information on how you can do that on our website, WJBF.com. Still ahead.